Gonna take you a while to get up there, mate. Just like that, we go back to the top again. Get in. Just in a bunch of British lads in Mustangs and the like, steaming up there. They sounded awesome. Let's see if we can catch them up. Ta-ra, Trefoy. See you in a moment when we come back again. There's the F-Type I passed on the way down. I don't like the right-handers, I really don't. I don't like when a bus is coming right across me either. Thank you for not killing me. What are you doing on my side of the road, chum? I get a little bit transfixed on the apex on those right-handers. On the lefts I'm all good, but the rights are just so tight. Can't look up the hill. Snow still melting off that mountain. Oh, front end is so light. Whoa! Now that was neutral. Very slick. Look at that little machine. Very awesome. There's a little bit of road here you didn't use, mate. Ah, here they are. Caught up by the traffic. Listen to that roar. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I could happily follow that for a little bit. It sounds incredible. Oh dear, what's happened here? Somebody's come off, haven't they? Come off or had a problem perhaps? Oh, he's probably got, what, 5.7 litre in that? 5 litre exactly. Now that's a crack and a popple, isn't it? Crack and a popple? What the fudge is a crack and a popple? He's going to absolutely nail it now. Or not. Boring. Oh, I'm warm now. Tops of those mountains aren't though. Now we're talking. Listen to that. It's a Brit as well. That sounds ridiculous. There's no way, sadly, with the width of that thing, look at the hips. There's no way he's getting past that bus. To be honest, I might even struggle to get past the bus. I don't fancy it. Can't see round the corner. Back end. Such terrible surfaces on some of these hairpins. Back wheel was all over the place then. Oh, it's like bloody off-road. Once again, I'm glad I've got this Versys, not some kind of sports machine. And over the edge. Oh, loose ground. Might not give it all the beans out of that one. Oh, that was amazing. So let's park it up, have a little look at the mountain, grab ourselves a sausage, shall we? Right then, emergency descent to the bottom of the hill because of this and that.
Just the noise. You ready?
Yep. Right. Gentle descent. So, new turn of events. We are having a gentle descent down to Bormio to try and find a Kawasaki dealer because Ian managed to stack his bike on the way up just then. Hopefully he's got some video, so here you go. We'll show you that. His right side fairing's all scuffed up to hell. Indicator was stuffed into the hole. The boxes obviously are scratched, but the mirror housing is all smashed. But worst of all, and the reason why we're going down the hill here, all of that stuff obviously is cosmetic, but the brake hanger, the rear brake hanger and foot peg is snapped clean in two. So we can't really continue on this trip with that kind of a hindrance. It does rather make things quite difficult. At the moment he's got his foot on the passenger foot peg. We've left my mum at the top again. Poor mum. Sorry mum. Waiting for us to see if we can find a garage. Apparently some bloke came running over and said there's a Kawasaki dealer in Bormio, so with it being less than 10 k's away, we thought it best to just bolt down here and try and figure this out. I mean, even if we can just find a garage to quickly botch together some kind of a plate to bolt the thing together, that will do for the rest of the trip. So we'll then have bodged up clutch cable for me, bodged up brake lever and foot peg hanger for Ian. But with any luck we'll find a dealer and they'll have one of these on the shelf, though I do very, very much doubt that, to be honest. But I just assumed that he was stuck in a bit of the traffic that I managed to get past, with my bike being just that little bit smaller, but sadly not. It was a case of his was lying on the floor. What's going on here then? Oh, gang of uniforms. Civil protection. Yeah, that's like PCSOs. They don't make the PCSOs in the UK go hiking in the Alps, do they? They make your own mind up whether that's a perk or a punishment. Notice he's being far more sheepish on his overtakes now. Mind you, that thing can't be easy to stop. Loaded up like that, winging down the hill. My mum's just said to him after this trip we're getting a smaller bike. Oh, as a biker I bet he loves to hear that. He had a proper sweat on his brow when he got up to the top though, after having to heave it off the ground. Certainly getting my money's worth on this Stelvio action though, eh? Oh, popped ears. Typical that as disaster strikes the clouds roll in as well though. Although we did know from the weather forecast that as of about 3-4 o'clock the weather was going to take a turn, and sure enough it's almost exactly 4 o'clock now and the weather, true to form, is turning to toilet. But I think being a Friday and being Italy, being a town at the foot of the mountains, I think it's a bit of a race against early knockoff for the weekend. I honestly don't think our chances are all that great. It is a lot less strenuous at a relaxed pace though. Yeah, kind of need a gear to be going around these bends. Neutral isn't going to do it, is it? They'd better have a petrol station down the other side as well, because I'm not going to have enough fuel to come back up again. Fuel light's been flashing since about halfway up the other side. Still so much to go, isn't there? What is quite cool and actually not all that surprising probably is that you get used to the incredible acceleration of your bike on the way down, with gravity on your side, and then coming up the other side, I just thought my bike was really, really sluggish. Is that a bit of bike? That is just great. Second gear out of a bend like that without any clutch. I haven't said it for a while, but booster plug, bellissimo. Again, no clutch, look at that. Whoa, kink in the railing there. Whew, I've got my heart beating. I suppose the next problem is that when we rock up to the doorstep of said garage, if it is open, they can charge whatever the hell they want, can't they? Weekend's coming up, the trip can't really continue particularly well without having a rear brake and a foot peg. Plan B is that my mum jumps on the back of my bike, although having said that, my bike isn't insured for a pavilion. Oh dear, we've met opposing traffic. But yeah, I'm not insured for a pillion. Oh, it's a lot further down than I remember, has to be said. Time obviously just flew by when I was pushing it on the way up, but now the gentle ride is a lot more time consuming, but at the same time a lot more enjoyable, I would say, in a different way. I imagine this kind of a ride would go very well with some easy listening, maybe a little bit of Kenny G, maybe some of Rick Ashley's later stuff. Bublé's greatest hits. Bublé de la Stelvio. And we're just about back into the town. And the next challenge is we've got to find this place. So I've just realised that these barriers look like A.M.C, but they're made of wood. Alpine A.M.C. Now I read somewhere, I'm not sure if it's true, but Livigno, which is off that way, apparently you can buy fuel tax-free. I don't know how cheap that makes it, or if it's even true. But the shame was that we didn't have time to fit it in. And then we've just done Stelvio past so many times he smashed his bike, and we've got to go back to Bormio anyway. Oh, the irony of it all, eh? Look at the bloody irony of that, boy. So he said something about turning left as you come into Bormio. I don't know if this is it. We'll soon find out. So the search is on. Kawasaki garage. How obvious is it that it's a Kawasaki garage? And what are the chances that they've got the gubbins for a 2008 GTR 1400? I would say very unlikely, because they've probably got one shelf, and I reckon that's got a coffee machine on it. To be honest, we're looking for anybody with a metal shop, really, aren't we? But at this time of the day in Italy, I think we're more likely to find the Philosopher's Stone sitting atop a steaming pile of unicorn poo. But you never know. And while we're waiting, my mum gets to enjoy a nice hot dog at the top of the mountain. Well, that's 2 car garages. I think, failing anything else, we could probably ask them. Right, I'm going to drop in and ask at this car workshop, see if they know what we're looking for. Oh dear, look at that. That is awful. That's broken clean off, and we've strapped it on with everything we could find. I mean, more to keep it off the exhaust pipe than to make it functional, but there we go. Scratches on the boxes there. Fairing is royally shafted. The underbelly too. It's all floppy. The indicator, mirrors mostly missing. Not great, but it is a good sign that this garage is still open. Right, we have some instructions. Well, this looks very pokey, doesn't it? Well, we get to see some of the pokey mean streets of Bormio at least. Did we maybe turn too soon there? That street was tiny.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Well, it looks very motorbikey. I wonder if we'll find anything we can use here. I'll soon find out. But they've definitely got some serious metalworking tools going on in there. It looks like that for damn shizzle. Anyway, here comes the gaffer. We'll let you know the results in a second when we've spoken to the chaps in there. Right then, I'll see you in Austria then.
Okay.
Not waiting around here 1 second more for that nonsense. It's taking too long. I've got riding to do. No, I'm just kidding. The chap in the garage there seems like a very helpful, very resourceful fellow. Amazing how I was talking to a German fella in a little car park in Bavaria, and he was telling me about how incredibly resourceful Italian mechanics are. And here we are at the mercy of it looks like a guy and his son attempting to create some kind of brace out of a piece of angle iron and a bunch of bolts or something, but something that will allow us to carry on, and potentially out of nothing they may be able to raise the phoenix from the flames. But anyway, while they're doing that, I'm going to take this opportunity just to go and fill up, because my fuel light's been flashing since the other side of the Stelvio pass. Senza PB! That's the shit I need. 159. That is not cheap, is it? 159, I'm not having that. That's friggin' ridiculous. I think we'll carry on just a little bit further. Look at that, Bob Moto. That's the place we were looking for. I don't see anything saying Kawasaki on it though. Isn't that incredible? But just a little bit further on. The first thing that the chap in the garage said, to his credit, was that there's a Kawasaki dealer in Sondrio, which is 60 kilometers away. Back in the direction we came from, we actually kind of skirted around Sondrio on the way. So that's less than ideal. But he's trying to ferry custom somewhere else rather than do the job himself. But once again, we are at the mercy of this chap. He could well finish the job and then say, okay, that's €1,000,000. Can't be right that I have to leave Bormio to find petrol. There has got to be something here somewhere. I'm not going through the bloody tunnel of doom again. Unbelievable. Right, I just have to turn around and go for the 160, aren't I? You very quickly learn on these trips that time is indeed money. Is that a petrol station up ahead? I saw a big yellow sign that looked petrol station-y. If that's even a thing that something can look. No, petrol station-y it was not. So, swing a UE, head back. Very much wasting time that we potentially do not have. As we still have to ride across the pass again and get to Austria tonight. 4 Stelvios for the price of 1. Yes, I get it, we need fuel. Quit your belly aching. Oh, what's happened here? Bonnets up on the big cars, eh? Sorry to see it, lads. So maybe try and approach town in a different way. Ride side saddle, perhaps. Yeah, that's really comfortable. Bloody hell, there's a lot of traffic built up, isn't there? And the most criminal part of all of this so far is I didn't have a bleeding sausage at the top. And we're probably not going to have time for it. How did I miss that? There's a bloody adjip there. 155, so let's have it. Right then, well that's us fueled. Credit card machine was out of order, so I'm hoping very much that the bill isn't going to be too much for Ian's bike, because he doesn't have a huge amount of cash on him. Anyway, let's go and see how they're getting on with this bodge job repair, eh? Right, we've got to find this place again now. I do believe it was just up here. Or was it? No, I think I went a bit soon there. Got a little bit previous, so we get to do a bit of U-turn practice. Everybody needs a little bit of U-turn practice every once in a while. It's down here, wasn't it? Yep, there it is. Tucked up the back there. Sadly, the bike isn't waiting out front to be ridden away, so maybe they've run into some problems. Or maybe they're literally about to put the final lick of paint on their masterpiece. Let's find out. Right, here's the patient, had another catastrophe on the way out, but look at this wonderful Italian artisanal welding, fabricating, bodging action. Brilliant stuff. Gilo, grazie mille. Grazie mille.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye bye.
That was Gilo and Andrea, the legends which allow us to continue with our journey, which continues right about now. And we're off to try again on the Stelvio Pass. So, success. It took, what, 2.5 hours? But those two chaps in there, Gillo and Andrea, thank you so very much. Absolute legends. That was Great work. So now we have to go and do the Stelvio Pass again. What an absolute sod. Although Ian's foot peg is steel reinforced, braced. We can rebuild you, make you stronger. So now we have to go back up to the top and collect my poor suffering mother, who's been waiting up there on her own, surrounded by bikers. But I think this will be a slightly more gentle ascent. Now would you believe those two chaps, they've just worked there for 2.5 hours. They did some cutting, some drilling, some welding, some bolting, fair bit of umming and ahhing, and the end result is they wanted 60 euros. 60 euros for essentially allowing us to continue with our journey. So we paid them a little bit extra and hopefully give them a tiny little bit of fame through my channel, AndyManCam. Incidentally, if you are joining in purely because of the Stelvio Pass necessity of it all, then please do come along and join my channel proper. Come and subscribe, get involved, send me a message, say hi. So happy that the weather's held out like this. Not only do we get to do the Stelvio Pass 4 times today, well, 2 times each side, let's be honest, we also get to do it with a bit of sunset action. Oh, very nice. Jaguar F-Type convertible. Now, we do need to take it a little bit easy, I suppose, because the last thing we need at this point is for either one of us to crash again. Oh, that would ruin everything, wouldn't it? After that panic and that problem solved, thanks to those chaps back there, I think it was blatantly obvious that we weren't going to be able to get an official Kawasaki part in the last hour of business in a mountain range at the bottom of the Alps. Well, the GPS app has had a complete hissy fit and is giving me absolutely nothing. Oh, glorious, glorious sunshine. Oh, how I love thee. It's like a little Toy Town tunnel, doesn't it? It's not even real. Oh, this is ominous. Where is he? He's all right. All right, mate. Bike definitely feels a lot more planted with a tank full of fuel now. Front end didn't feel like it really wanted to go round those hairpins when the tank was empty. Look at that. Sun shafting in through the pass there. Show off. Just because your engine's more than twice the size of mine. Luckily for me, your bike's twice the weight as well. Absolutely beautiful. Slip on a stone there, that'll remind you that you're alive and that your pants aren't waterproof. Just let Ian catch up, we are a team after all. What the f*** are you doing, camera? Don't have time for this bull. Well, that's very disappointing. I did a full 360-degree camera vlog while I was coming up here, but the camera has frozen, so I've possibly lost that, and I can't reset it without a pin. That's a big pain in the arse. The fun continues in any case. This place is far too beautiful, far too once in a lifetime to be getting cranky about. So we carry on towards the sun. Now, landing house. And now, Jesus Christ. Well, unfortunately, I don't think he came out of that very well. If anything, bloody hell, I'm friggin' lucky to not have lost the front wheel there. Oh, it's been an eventful day, it really has. Right, let's just get there, have ourselves a beer and calm down a bit, shall we? Just calm down, calm down. Actually, my back end maybe feels a little bit weird. I hope I haven't got a puncture off of a wild animal. Although I've got a inflatable seat cover made by a company called Allyn, A-L-L-Y-N. I bought it from M&P about 500 years ago. And it quite often has the effect of making it feel like something's wrong with the back end because it's a bit squashy. Look, there he is. Kindly waiting for me halfway to the top. I think he's about sick to death with my rants and faffs with cameras. Bloody hell. I think I've very much come to the conclusion that if you want to make your life easy on a trip like this and you've got more than one camera, for the love of God, make sure they're from the same brand and if possible, the exact same model. Because I've got so many different types of batteries, different connections, different mounts, different cases. My idea would just be have one, maybe two more of the Sony cameras, perhaps one of the 4K ones, and be done with it so that everything fits everything. I've spent so much of this trip faffing, so much of it that you haven't seen, but in any case, a lot of faff. And there it is, the top. See my mum sat on a bench in the sun, chomping on her 5th sausage of the evening. Whoa, none of that from the back there. I know what you're thinking. So, accepting any kind of disaster on the other side, the mission continues and hopefully we can have a nice relaxing ride down through to Austria. Whew. That was exciting. Especially the bit where I've just discovered that the front camera wasn't actually recording. So that's fantastic. I'm giving it up. I'm giving it all up. Right, seems the done thing is to come along here and put a sticker on. Maybe have a picture of the bike in front of it. Mum was saying that the competition is to get it as high as possible, so see how we can do. Oh! Missed! In the O of Bormio. Oh, AndyManCam. This camera. Why does nothing I have bloody work?